Hey guys, Mark here. Welcome to another Java video. This time we're going to go over something a little bit complicated, but I can assure you we'll get through it and it'll make a little bit of sense to you, I hope. The problem for this question is given an integer that's a positive integer, and we're going to name it num, and given a string, which we're going to name s1, uh, create a way to figure out if after the nth amount of uh, letters. For example, in this case, number is 4, so that's n. After the first 4 letters, does that pattern happen again? So in this instance, it's going to be hell, Hell. That's going to be our 4-letter pattern. And basically what we're going to find out is we're going to test, does it occur again? First thing we see is we see a string result, and with the assignment, there's a method. So before we assign anything, we have to get this down to a literal, which passes us to this method. We have the return type, a string, and an integer n. We have the integer I, temporary, in the for loop. That's going to start at n, and for this purpose is because we don't want to start at 0, because then we'll get our result and we'll get a false flag, or it won't be working as requested. So we want to start at n, which is 4, to prevent that from happening. Then we want to go through the entire list from I minus 4, because we started at 4, and plus 1 in order to get rid of all of the spaces. It would take a little bit of time to explain exactly how this works, but if you break it down really slowly and draw this out, you'll understand. You don't have the plus 1 again. It basically negates the less than sign, and it makes sure that even if you do have a space at the end of or if you don't have any spaces at the end, and that's where your value is, like it will be in this example, which I will explain, you will still get that correct answer. So this is just one layer deeper that ensures this algorithm works correctly. And then we're going to increment I++. Now, if we continue tracing this, we have an if statement within this loop that says if the s.substring inclusive 0 up until the n, which is n inclusive, exclusive, which would take us to the O in hello, but because n is exclusive, it's just going to take us to hell. So hell is the first 4 letters that or the substring of s. And we're going to test the equality by using the dot equals method, which is the correct way of testing equality with strings. And we're going to put in the parentheses here what we're comparing it to, which is going to be s.substring, starting from I, which is 4, so starting from O, including O. And we're going to go up until I plus n, but not including this evaluated term. And we will get there, and it's going to go from O, including O, up until 4 more integers, or 4 more elements, and it's going to check that. So from there, this would be 1, this would be 2, this would be 3, this would be 4. On the first check, that would not equal to hell, and then I will become 2, so 2. This is going to stay the same. The dot equals, it's going to compare the substring. I is going to be still 4, and then I plus n, rather, I is going to be 2, n is going to stay the same, which is just going to push us down one more time. And we're going to continue incrementing until we either get this true or false. For example, if we test this out, we should see how long it takes for us to get there. This took 71 times going through the loop. However, if we have hell show up earlier, it will display 16. And that's really all there is to it. Another thing to note is just to prove that plus 1, just in case anyone is wondering, the only problem comes in is when it's at the end and you don't have that plus 1, you don't have it anywhere else. It's going to come up as no. And it'll take some time, but you'll understand that if you put the time in and trace it very, very thoroughly. So you throw the plus 1 back in there, and it's just our last minute bank, and it'll work without it if you don't have that space, but we want this to be as robust as possible. So petting it back to the state that we want it to be. This works correctly, and it will iterate through. And this is the value of I when we do find it, which is the 16th time we go through, because I is going to increment starting from 4. And we will get our answer. So I hope this has been helpful for you all, and please leave your feedback in the comment section below by thumbs up, thumbs down, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.